Hello students. Today we discuss liquidation of company concept. Believe me students, this concept is so simple if you practice. Now, we'll first try to understand the word liquidation. What is the meaning of liquidation? Liquidation means closing down the business permanently. Here we are not discussing the liquidation of the sole proprietorship or partnership. We are discussing the liquidation of companies. Student, company is created by law and it is also closed by the law only. Assume sole proprietorship business. Sole proprietorship business you can start whenever you want and you can close whenever you want. Partnership is also the same case, but in case of company it is not possible to do that. If you want to start a company, compulsorily it should be registered with Registrar of Companies under Companies Act 2013. At the same time, if you want to close your companies, it should be by the operation of the law. Students, here I will give you one small suggestion. If you have time, please visit this website. Okay, here I will show you just some time. Right. This website, students, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Students, if you want to make an application of liquidation of company, so you have to make an application to Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. After verifying your application, this board may admit your liquidation procedure or may dismiss or reject your application for liquidation. Students, generally the board will not give permission to liquidate your company. Why? Because see, liquidation of company means what? You will close down your company permanently. But if you close down your company permanently, first and foremost loser is your employees. They will lose their employment. That's why the court or the Ministry of Corporate Affairs or this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, they will not generally prefer for the liquidation. They will prefer for internal reconstruction and they will prefer for amalgamations. But they will not, most of the cases, they will not prefer for these liquidations. Students, if you have time, so please go and verify this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Here you can see the orders of the Supreme Court and High Courts. So here you can look at NCLT and NCLAT orders. So here you can check. So here the case is given and here the order remark, whether it is admitted or withdrawn or resolved or something. Okay students, so if time permits you can search this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Right now students, now come to from the examination point of view. From the examination point of view, we have important questions for 12 marks. 1. Preparation of statement of affairs. 2. Preparation of liquidator final statement of account. Next, for 4 marks, calculation of liquidator remuneration. We will see what are these things. Now, before entering into the concept, first we try to understand why the company went into liquidation. See, it's a simple matter. When a company is continuously suffering from losses, suppose assume we started a company since 10 years. Suppose we started a company, okay, uh, from the inception we are into the profits, but assume since 5 years we are continuously suffering from losses. When a company is suffering from losses, it has three options: one, liquidation; two, amalgamation; three, internal reconstruction. In liquidation, what happens? In liquidation, the company is permanently closed down. In amalgamation, we have seen the concept of amalgamation. In amalgamation, two or more companies will form into a new company, or one company will absorb the another company. Next, internal reconstruction. What happens in internal reconstruction? The company is reconstructed internally through the change in the through the change making changes in the balance sheet. Making changes in the balance sheet means what? Reducing the share capital or altering the share capital, or making some arrangements with the creditors to reduce their liabilities and to write off the unnecessary fictitious assets on the asset side. So by this process, through the internal reconstruction process, the loss making company will reconstruct itself. That means it will reconstruct its balance sheet, its financial position. Then it will start its business again. So there is no liquidation. So if you observe, students, this liquidation, amalgamation, internal reconstruction, we have three separate units. Amalgamation already we discussed. Internal reconstruction not yet. I will discuss later. Now we will discuss the liquidation. Whenever we make an application to the board, to the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, if the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India permitted you to liquidate, then it will appoint a person called official liquidator to see the matters of liquidation. Students, he is appointed to see the matters of liquidation. For the services provided by him, we have to pay some remuneration. Students, try to understand the remuneration payable to liquidator. We will pay this remuneration to the liquidator in two ways. One, on assets realized. How will pay? Whatever the assets realized by the liquidator into rate, whatever the agreed rate, maybe 1%, 2% or 3%. Next, second, on amount paid to unsecured creditors. Students, here you have to understand the word unsecured creditors. What is the meaning of unsecured creditors? We know the meaning of creditors. Creditors means the suppliers and the people who have given credit to the business. Unsecured means on the amount there is no security. On the loan or on the credit made by the creditors, there is no security. Suppose assume this situation like this. You need some 10 crores rupees. So you approach the bank. Immediately the bank will ask you, what is the security you are going to give us? So if you provide any security to the loan, then that loan is called secured liability or secured loan. In the case of default, the bank will take your property which is mortgaged, and he will sell that property and he will take his balance. So in the opposite situation, you have borrowed some amount from a third party or from other persons, but on that there is no security provided. So that liability is known as unsecured liability. See, secured creditors, you need not to pay any amount to them. Why? Because they will sell the asset, whatever the company gave as security. They will sell off that asset and they will take their amount. So here the liquidator duty is he has to make payments to unsecured creditors. Unsecured creditors. So while he is making payment to unsecured creditors, we have to see two situations: whether the amount is sufficient to pay creditors or whether the amount is insufficient to pay the creditors. So why we have to see these two situations? Why? Because you have to charge your remuneration on amount paid to unsecured creditors. Till the time you make payment to unsecured creditors, you are not allowed to charge your remuneration. So you have to check whether you have the sufficient amount or not. Sufficient amount means you have to assume you have to pay 5 lakhs rupees to unsecured creditors. So you are making payment to unsecured creditors 5 lakhs. Assume you are making payment to a payment to unsecured creditors 5 lakhs into 2% is the remuneration. So how much it is? 5 lakhs into 2%, 10,000. So you have to pay 5 lakhs plus you have to charge 10,000 your remuneration. Put together 5 lakhs 10,000 rupees you should have. If you have this much amount, then you can use this formula. But assume the situation you have only 5 lakhs. Assume the situation like this. You have only the 5 lakhs rupees. Within these 5 lakhs rupees, you have to charge your remuneration. Only we have the amount of 5 lakhs. Assume this 5 lakh, if you pay this 5 lakhs rupees to unsecured creditors, then what about your remuneration? Because whatever the amount available, 5 lakhs rupees with you, you have paid that amount to unsecured creditors, then how can you charge? Who will pay the remuneration? In that case, the amount is insufficient. Actually, you should get 5 lakhs 10, but you don't have 5 lakhs 10,000 rupees. You have only 5 lakhs. In that case, within these 5 lakhs, you have to take your remuneration. You have to make payment to unsecured creditors. So in that case, you have to use this formula. Whatever the amount available into rate by 100 plus rate. How much you are getting? 5 lakhs into rate means how much? 2 by 100 plus rate. So that becomes 102. So here, how much you will get, students? How much you will get? 5 lakhs into 2 by 102. So we will get 9,803. 5 lakhs into 2 by 102. So from 5 lakhs, you will charge your remuneration and you will pay the remaining amount of 4,90,196 to unsecured creditors. Here, look at the condition. On the amount made to unsecured creditors, what is the payment you are giving to unsecured creditors? 4,90,196. On that, you have to charge 2 by 100 commission. So, how much you are getting? Calculate, students. 490,196 into 2%. How much you are getting? 9,804. Okay. Now, you have 490,196 plus you have to charge your remuneration 9,840. Total amount it is getting 5 lakhs. So, understand, student? So, if the amount is sufficient, then you can charge remuneration on 5 lakhs. 10,000, 5 lakhs plus 10,000, 5 lakh 10,000. But if you don't have sufficient amount, then 5 lakhs into rate by 100 plus rate. So your commission is 9,803. Why? Because you are not making payment of 5 lakhs, you are making only the payment of 4 lakh 90. On that you are charging your remuneration 2%, it comes 9,804. Is it clear, students? Simple concept. Here. Next, unless and until they specify in the problem, unsecured creditors includes preferential creditors. Unsecured creditors includes preferential creditors. That means what? On making payment to preferential creditors, you have to charge remuneration. right student? So we'll solve one simple problem, then you can understand the concept. Please open page number A23, problem number 2. Look at here. Page number A23, problem number 2. On liquidation, look at students. On liquidation of a company, the liquidator is eligible for a remuneration of 2% on the amount distributed to unsecured creditors. Student, if you observe, we are paying liquidator remuneration 2% on the amount distributed to unsecured creditors. That means we are not paying remuneration on assets realized. It is the agreement between the liquidator and the company. Okay, it's a mutual understanding. So the company may pay remuneration on assets realized and on amount distributed to unsecured creditors, or the company may pay either on assets realized or on payment made to unsecured creditors. Okay students, in this problem what happened? Amount realized on assets 8 lakhs. That means we have realized the assets 8 lakhs. Now in your hands we have 8 lakhs rupees. Out of that we have to make payments. So amount paid to preferential creditors 25,000. Amount paid to unsecured creditors 3,50,000. Now if you observe, we have amount in our hand 8 lakhs, whereas we paid only 3,75,000. So we have sufficient amount. If you have sufficient amount, then what is the formula you use? If you have sufficient amount, what is the formula you use? Unsecured creditors into rate by 100. We will follow this method only. Right. Students, before solving the problem, please write down this statement. In the examination problems also, please draw this statement, particulars and amount. This statement we are drawing just to know whether we have sufficient amount or not. So first we have 8 lakhs rupees asset realized. So out of that we are making first payment preferential creditors. After making 25,000 payment, we have 7,75,000. Next we are making payment unsecured creditors 3,50,000. So after making 3,50,000, what's the amount available? 4,25,000. Now calculate remuneration, students. Remuneration. See, in this problem they have not specified anything regarding regarding preferential creditors. So unless and until they specify in the problem, unsecured creditors includes preferential creditors. So you have to calculate remuneration on preferential creditors also. On preferential creditors, how much amount we are paying? 25,000. What is the rate of remuneration? 2 by 100. So how much we are getting? 500. Next, on unsecured creditors, what is the amount of unsecured creditors? 3,50,000. What is the remuneration? 2%, 2 by 100. You are getting 7,000. Total remuneration 7,500. Simple problem, students. So you have to use some logic here. That's it. Simple problem. So make a note of it, and we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye students.